Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the May 6th edition of your NAACP Speaks, the first Tuesday in May. And we greet you. If you are a new listener, we say thank you for listening. If you are a regular listener, we also say thank you for listening. Please tell people about the NAACP, heard here every Tuesday from 4:30 to 5:30 on 88.7 and 100.3 FM on here on WEHA. As we do every show, we send a shout out to the founder, the president, and the owner of WEHA, Brother William Hawks and First Lady Hawks, and we thank them for being our media partners for 5 years here in the Lang City branch of NAACP. My name is Kaleem Shabazz. I am your host, and I am glad to welcome you to the first Tuesday in the month as we start a new month and we get closer to Mother's Day. Mother's Day is Sunday, and we like to wish all the mothers, grandmothers, and mother figures a happy, joyous, healthy, peaceful Mother's Day as you celebrate your day with your loved ones. And we think and say that every day should be Mother's Day. Every month should be the month that we lift up our women, especially African-American women in this country who have been the backbone of every organization, every movement that we have had in this country. We salute you, we recognize you, we appreciate you, and we lift you up. Happy Mother's Day. Please come to NAACP meetings, which are the second Monday in the month, held at ACCC, 1533 Bacharach Boulevard in Atlantic City. Atlantic Cape Community College has been a great partner for us as we meet there for our adult meetings every second Monday. And we also have our youth council meetings every second Saturday. And that venue is a very good venue. It has parking, it has lighting, it has security, it has everything you need to have a community meeting in Atlantic Cape Community College under the leadership of Barbara Gabba, a very distinguished and outstanding educator, is our partner. So we invite you to our meetings. Our meetings start promptly at 6:30, and we also have dinner prepared by Shug's Restaurant, which is in Atlantic Cape Community College. If you are looking for a good meal, come to Shug's. That's not a advertisement because they're not a paid sponsor, but that is a testimonial that Shug's Restaurant, owned by African-American women, run by African-American women, is a place for good meals. So we invite you to our meeting, 6:30 p.m. The next meeting is May 12th, which is the second Monday in the month. Our meetings are the second Monday in the month. We want you as a member. We need you as a member, and we have work for you to do. Before we turn it over to our regular contributor, Council President Aaron Sporty Randolph, the representative of the First Ward in the city of Atlantic City, let me say a couple things NAACP related. First of all, a shout out to our national president, Derek Johnson, who is the national president of NAACP. And Council President and I were talking about this as we came from Lang City a few minutes ago. He was disinvited from the Texas Bar Association. He was invited to be the guest speaker, Derek Johnson, President Johnson, and because the NAACP filed a suit against President Trump over his unconstitutional, we believe, and illegal, we hope that that's going to turn out, executive order to take diversity and equity and inclusion out of schools at every level. Because that suit was filed by the NAACP, he was disinvited. President Johnson was disinvited by the Texas Bar. And their claim was that he was involved in politics. Of course, we reject that as the NAACP. We support our leader. We believe that that was the correct thing to do. That was the correct stance to take. And I think it's a badge of honor that the Texas Bar Association would disinvite him because he stood up, and because the NAACP stood up against one of the more disastrous things this president is trying to do. Let me also announce at our last NAACP meeting, we approved to have in this coming school year, September 2025, in the Lang City school system, we're going to partner with them to have a Black History essay contest at all three levels of education: high school, middle school, and elementary. And the theme is going to be why Black history. And the goal, the object, the aim of this contest is to focus attention on the fact that our history is trying to be stripped, trying to be recycled. The president has an open assault on Black history, and we're not going to stand for it. We're going to fight back, and we're going to win. Council President, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon, everyone out in Radio Land. I would also, too, like to wish all the mothers, grandmothers, and anyone that are affiliated with raising folk. It don't have to be children, just raising folk in general. You know, mothers are the backbone of our heritage and our family. So I'd like to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. And I always told you a word, and my word again is chaotic. You know, I just was reading some articles on our president and their 20 and 25 movement, what they're trying to do and what they're implementing. If you go to the state of Louisiana, they're talking segregation again in the schools. There is a bill being passed down there, has been passed. That's a test tube now. So that means, here we go again. You know, let's take another step backwards. Some of the Hollywood actors now are saying, let's make Hollywood great again. So you know what that's, what dog whistle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Come on. Really? You know? And they're doing a pretty good, a significant job of butchering things. And, you know, we as American citizens, and people are standing up all over America. They're protesting. You know, and they're trying to shut them down. You know, we talked about democracy being at hand. Well, democracy is being challenged to the very core. You know, we have people that are unqualified in the White House calling the shots. You know, Hasbrook, I haven't pronounced his name. Even the White House was shook. He stopped aid to Ukraine. You know what I mean? Things like that. We may not have a say in it, but you expect your leaders to do what's right.
Absolutely.
You know, you start looking at who's the adversary here? Who are we helping? You know, you don't want to get involved, but you have to get involved. If that's nothing but knowing what's going on in America. America's at its course in this day. You know, I'm not lost for words, but I'm baffled to a certain degree on how far they're trying to set us back. You know, I'm concerned about Juneteenth. You know, I'm really concerned about that. Nobody has said anything. I haven't heard anything. But the way they whitewashing and taking away gender and color from, how do you do that? You go to an African American museum and say we're going to take care of gender, color. What are you doing here? What are you doing? You know, so June's right around the corner. It's next month.
Next month, that's right.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to get people alarmed, but it's sad. It really is sad. And when you have, everybody's of age, but when you have people 80 and 90 years old out protesting, you know something's wrong.
Right.
Because they've lived their lives,
right,
and they should be in the twilight of their lives. They should be relaxing. They're out protesting. Medicaid, Medicare. Are they going to take my Social Security?
Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's so much stuff that they're doing. You can ramble, and it still comes out the same way.
Right.
They're doing damage to America.
Yeah. Heat assistance.
That's it.
Yeah.
Heat assistance. You know, you've already destroyed the Department of Education.
Yeah.
I read a list of things, and I'm not going to go over them again, of 2025 or what they're implementing. You know, and to take the high moral ground when you have no morals at all, you know, if that's not contradictory, I don't know what it is. You know, you know, they had the Met Gala. Some people were uninvited, and some people were invited. little controversy with that. You know, I was surprised of the people that showed up, but hey, that's Hollywood. You know what I mean? That's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's taking over the Lincoln Center, so I'm see what shows they'll be having. You know, he said he don't want people of any gender but straight people. That's it.
That are white.
And that are white. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, so what are we saying?
Yeah.
But this is buyer's remorse to some. The ones that were knowledgeable, that now their pockets are hurting, it's buyer's remorse for them because they told you what they were going to do when they got here. But I believe this vote was born on hate, race, and when they voted, they didn't vote their conscience. They voted against somebody that was qualified, overqualified.
Absolutely.
A female and happened to be African American. But I don't want to leave out, he also beat a white person. He beat Hillary Clinton.
Absolutely.
So
Qualified.
So you, when it comes to and then that's when you talk about DI. You know, that's what women are. They are in that.
Yeah.
You know, your veterans is in there.
Yeah. Disabled.
You know, you just have so much that's going on in this country, and it's right in front of you. And people say, "Oh, it's not race." Well, what is it? They're not talking about taking St. Patty's Day away. You know, and I'm not knocking anybody's holiday, but we get knocked all the time. Just because, like you said, they don't look at the content of our character. They look at the color of our skin.
That's it.
And that's it in a nutshell. You know, I have white friends, and we don't have disagreements. We have discussions. Why is it so much disparity in healthcare? Why? You know, we can go down a list of things, and they think we have grievances. We have complaints. You're stepping on us. You're saying that we're not included in the and now he's talking about messing with the Constitution.
Yeah.
He already said it. I don't know if I'll do that. You know, the Bitcoin, I'm not with it, but they're getting Bitcoins like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much. Like I said, I'm not talking in circles. It's just that they're doing things all over. There's so many people that they have taken and said, listen, you didn't commit a crime. We're going to exonerate you. It's a lot of people. You would be surprised at the people that has been exonerated.
What the 1,600 that
that right there.
overran the Capitol?
Ran the Capitol.
Convicted?
Convicted?
And some of them was in jail.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of them were in jail.
They went to jail and they got out because of the fact that they were exonerated.
Yeah, by a felon.
Yeah. So it just goes to tell you what's wrong is right and what's right is wrong. You know, and that's not the way we do things. We weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
The rule of law was if you did something, you had a system that you had to go through, and it was called due process. Certain people are not getting due process. They're just getting exonerated for whatever they committed.
Right.
You got people in line like Bob Menendez. He says, I'm waiting for the president to exonerate me.
Eric Adams
in New York. You know, it's not... You know, I don't say it's not fair, because fair, if you look on the map, it's a town in Pennsylvania called Fairtown. Or it's in Ohio, I'm sorry, and it's called Fairtown. But you look at some balance, some checks and balances. We don't have any checks and balances on this president. He is running amok.
You're right about that.
And what does that stand for with the Republican Party? You know, and
Mr. President, all I can say is 2026.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it. So 2026 should tell a story.
Yes, sir.
Because we know what's happening in 2026. And if you don't know out there,
We'll
it's
be
the
telling you.
midterms.
That's right.
It's the midterms.
That's right.
So I'm praying, and, well, even out the country, certain individuals, like in Canada, he ran an anti-Trump rally and won.
Yeah. Same thing in Germany.
And same thing in Germany. because this man has effect on the whole world. So people are fighting against him around the world. So
right.
we need to fight against him in this country.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's my spill for the day. I'm just it's chaotic. I'm a little upset, you know, where things are going, but I'm not angry.
Yeah.
Because I was prepared. We'll get through this one way or the other. And if it didn't affect all, and it just affected us, then I would be really upset. But buyer's remorse.
Buyer's remorse.
Buyer's remorse. So, you know.
Let me also announce, Mr. President, I think we announced it before, that we are getting ready to go to Black Caucus.
Yes.
And we're going to bring reports back like we did last year.
Yeah.
When we talked about 2025, and you brought it up and hit it and hit it and hit it,
Yeah.
now we're living in it.
Now we're living in it.
So you'll be hearing reports from the Black Caucus that President Randolph and I, God willing, plan to attend and go to the sessions like we did last year and bring that information back to you.
Yeah.
If you just tuned in, you've been listening to Aaron Sporty Randolph, Council President of the City of Atlantic City, and in a longtime NAACP member, with his takes and viewpoints on where we're at. I wanted to say, Mr. President, I want to give a shout out to Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown for not going to the White House.
Devontae Smith.
And Devontae Smith.
And
there's some more.
defense.
There's some more. In fact, I want to get a list so I don't want to leave people out. All of the Eagles players who did not go to the White House, I want to give a shout out for their courage and standing up. The Eagles, as everyone knows, won the Super Bowl convincingly, decisively. They were invited to the White House. This president has been so bad to people of color and people in general, not just people of color. They did not go, and I want to salute them. And next week, God willing, I'll ask you to help because you're a sports expert to give us a list, because we don't want to just name 3, because I know it's more than 3. I don't know all of them.
No, it's more.
It was more than 3 that did not go.
Yeah.
So we want to say all of them in general, and then next week we want to specifically name the ones who didn't go. We thank them for standing up. We thank them for having the courage of their convictions. They done more than a lot of these big law firms who caved into President Trump and talking about they're going to give him free legal work so that he doesn't get on them. Another shout out we want to give to the Attorney General of New Jersey, Matt Placken, our friend and our colleague and co-host in trying to make the legal system more fair and more equitable. He stood up and he's leading a group of attorney generals, 21 attorney generals who are suing Trump in court for some of the things that he's trying to do. So we want to say a shout out to Matt Placken. And for those of you who are listening, on June 5th, which is a Thursday, Matt Placken is going to join us here in Atlantic City. We'll say us talking about the Coalition for a Safe Community. We're going to have the chairman on 5 o'clock hour. Our good friend Perry Mays is going to call in. He's going to join us, Matt Placken, for our first community walk. Council President, you've been on the community walks before, and several other people, the mayor, the chief of police, the prosecutor, community leaders. Our good friend Krista Marino, who is doing great work in the Hispanic community, who was also our award winner for the Lieutenant Governor Sheila Y. Oliver Civil Rights and Social Justice Award at our recent gala. He's going to be joining us with his supporters and followers on June 5th. At 3:30, we're going to gather. At 4 o'clock, the first community walk is going to start. Everyone is welcome. It is a walk for peace. It is a walk of unity, and we invite everyone of goodwill to join us. Again, that's June 5th, Thursday, June 5th. Attorney General Matt Placken will be here to lead us, as he has done for the last couple of years, as the other attorney generals before him, Attorney General Bruck, Attorney General Graywall, all did the same thing. And this is something that really started under the leadership of Chief Jubilee. It extended to Chief White and extended again to Chief Sarkos. All the chiefs in Atlantic City in succession have supported the community walks. And community walks, are a coalition of groups, the Coalition for a Safe Community, the Atlantic City NAACP, now joined by the Bridge of Faith, Masjid Muhammad, and the Fellowship of Churches. So everyone is invited. June 5th, which is a Thursday, 3:30, and we're going to meet at in front of the All Wars Memorial Building, which is 1510 Adriatic Avenue. Also, while we're making announcements, let me announce to you Memorial Day, May 26th, is the Memorial Day observance that we've had in Atlantic City for several years. Our speaker this year is going to be Charles Garrett. Charles Garrett, who is a Vietnam veteran. He was a former Atlantic County freeholder before the name changed to commissioners, and Atlantic City resident. He will be our guest speaker. We're going to be focusing on Vietnam-era veterans who served their country and did not get to do or respect they should have because of how political and controversial the Vietnam War was.
And they changed it from a war to a conflict.
You're right. It changed because it was so much pushback. So we're going
it wasn't a war. They changed it to a conflict.
Right. So we're going to honor and recognize Atlantic County, Atlantic City, Vietnam-era veterans. We're going to have music. Rick Cason, who is a veteran, is going to have his Cason experience. That's going to be the music. We're going to have food provided by Hard Rock. Shout out to Hard Rock, our corporate sponsors and supporters. And also the food prepared by the Atlantic City Police and the firemen, our cookout. So this is going to be our Memorial Day observance. We're going to be talking about it for the next couple of Tuesdays. We invite you to come out. It's 12 noon, that's p.m., 12 noon to 2 p.m. Memorial Day at the All Wars Memorial Building, 1510 Adriatic Avenue, as we honor Vietnam-era veterans and also, at the same time, celebrate and elevate the 100th anniversary of the All Wars Memorial Building, 100 years old, as we move towards the actual date, August 15th, of the building of the Memorial Building, August 15th, 1925, August 15th, 2025. This year, we're going to have a grand gala event for the 100-year anniversary. Go past the All Wars Memorial Building when you get a chance. You'll see the banner. In fact, there's 3 banners. There's one there's one on New York Avenue, and there's one inside the All Wars Memorial Building done by your constituent, Ken Falk, who is a outstanding artist. Also, shout out to Midtown in Motion, who sponsored the banners. Midtown in Motion is also sponsoring the entertainment for the All Wars Memorial Building, and also they're going to help with the food. So a shout out to Midtown in Motion, which is underwritten by Atlantic Care Foundation. Sam Kiley, our good friend who's executive director, we thank her for her support. And while we're talking about it, let's send a salute to the commander, who is your congregant in your church.
And my constituent.
And your constituent. The commander for Kenneth Hawkins, Post 61. We salute her for her service and her hard work. Pat Tatum, Commander Tatum, and also Reverend Jones, who works with us on the Memorial Day. So come out with Memorial Day. Normally we have it outside. This year we're going to have it inside and outside. So we invite you to come with us, celebrate our Vietnam-era veterans. All veterans are invited.
When you say inside and outside, it's going to be...
The program's going to be inside in Soldiers Home.
Soldiers Home. And
the cookout's going to be on the
outside.
The outside.
I'm so used to going to
Browns Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we normally go to Browns Park. But this year, since we are celebrating the 100th year anniversary, the thought was to have it at the All Wars Memorial Building.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to it. Everyone is invited. You always have a big crowd of people who attend, and we're looking forward to this year to really having a good day. If it rains, we'll be everything inside. If it doesn't rain, we'll have, like I said, the program inside, and then we'll have the cookout outside. big shout out to our police and fire, who every year do the cooking and the serving.
Yes, they
so
do.
So we thank the Chief Evans and Chief Sarkos, and our good friend, the president of the Firemen's Association, John Varallo, who organizes his troops to serve, and Chief Sarkos too, because the police, they both work with us, and we appreciate that. It's going to be a good day, and we want to make sure that our veterans are recognized, all veterans, but we're putting emphasis on Vietnam veterans. Everyone's invited. It's open to the public. I wanted to make sure I say that. I'm looking at the clock, Mr. President. We're expecting for our 5 o'clock guest, Perry Mays, who is the chairman of the Atlantic County Coalition for a Safe Community, one of the sponsors of our community walk, which is, as we said, June 5th, Thursday, with the Attorney General leading us, and other community leaders. Everybody's invited to that, open to the public, hoping that it doesn't rain, because we don't really have a rain date because of the Attorney General's schedule. But we wanted to say that. In the coming weeks, we're going to be talking about the June primary election. Again, we have made an open invitation to all of the gubernatorial candidates.
All of them.
And all they have to do is get in touch with Kristen. Everyone is invited. They all will get the same questions, and we want them to, if they care to present their stance, their issues to the public. And the NAACP does not endorse candidates, but we do encourage people to register, to vote, to be aware of the issues. Also, next week, we're going to have Marcus Wilson, who is our colleague in Pleasantville. Marcus is the political action chair for the Pleasantville Mainland NAACP, and he's going to come and talk about some of the things they're doing. They're going to have a candidates night in Pleasantville. I believe the date is the 20th of May. I'm not sure, but he'll talk about that. They have a location, and again, the Pleasantville NAACP is the same as the Lang City NAACP. We don't endorse candidates, but we encourage people to vote, to get involved in the process, and to be educated voters. So, Kristen, anything for today?
I don't think I got anything.
Oh my goodness, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Wow.
I don't got anything. Thank you again to our sponsors. Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's
it.
good.
In fact, if you can hand me a book, let me just read the sponsors again real quick. This is, I think, by any stretch of the imagination, the NAACP Gala, April 26th, at Hard Rock was a success.
Yes, it was.
We had an outstanding speaker. We had an outstanding meal. We had a tremendous audience. And we want to thank all of our sponsors for their support. Hard Rock Hotel and Casino are our lead sponsor and our host. CRDA, Caesars, Harris, Tropicana, Flaster Greenberg, Anthony and Rita Mack, and certainly last but not least, Resorts Hotel and Casino. All sponsors who we appreciate, and also Dr. Regis. I meant to say him, Dr. John Regis. And we are appreciative of every sponsor. We thank you for your support. We ask you to continue to support. We ask you to circle April 25th, 2026 on your calendar, April 25th, 2026, which will be our 52nd annual Freedom Fund, again at Hard Rock. And someone will say, President Shabazz, why do you keep going back to Hard Rock? We keep going back to Hard Rock because Hard Rock is a good partner. Hard Rock is a charitable partner, and Hard Rock has a social conscience. And we are grateful for their support, grateful for the partnership, and that's why we continue to go back. So April 25th, God willing, 2026, we'll see you there. Start planning, getting ready. The council president's going to get another tuxedo. He has a half dozen. So he's going to get another one. But we ask you to come out. The money that we raised, excuse me, the money that we raised at the Freedom Fund is used for the operations of the NACP, the Atlantic City NACP. No one gets paid. There's no one on salary. We're all volunteers, and our goal is to make sure that people are treated with justice and equity, and their civil rights are preserved, and social justice is lifted up. That's what the NACP does, and we thank all of you who have supported. And again, thank everyone who was in attendance. A tremendous attendance. And if for some reason you were not able to make it, I know people had other things, you can still send a contribution or a donation to Atlantic City NAACP, P.O. Box 1182, Absecon, New Jersey 08201. That's Atlantic City NAACP, P.O. Box 1182, Absecon, New Jersey 08201. And as we say all the time, please do not send cash in the mail. Please do not send cash in the mail. If they want to use the Cash App, what is that Cash App, Kristen?
The Cash App is $NAACPAC.
$NAACPAC.
Also, there is a link on our website where they can make donations. So there's a donate link right on our website, www.naacpatlanticcity.com/freedom.
Say it again,
www.naacpatlanticcity.com/freedom.
Okay.
And they can go right there and, make any level of donation.
And again, we thank everyone who donated. Several people could not attend, sent donations, and we appreciate it. Someone asked me, I think the day before yesterday, about membership in the NAACP, and we had one of our executive committee members, Dr. Natalie Devnish, made an appeal for membership at the Freedom Gala. And just so we're clear, everyone is welcome to join the NAACP. There's no criteria other than that you agree with the principles of the NAACP. What are the principles, you'll say? The principle of justice, of equity, of inclusion, the principle of that everyone should be treated with respect and dignity in the law and within all of our elements of government and our society. So if you believe in that, you can join the NAACP. The membership is only $30 a year, and we welcome and encourage everyone to join. So that's the criteria for membership in the NAACP. And we had people join that night as a result of Dr. Devnish's appeal. We thank her. We thank all of you who joined. If you have not joined, the door is still open. Again, you can send your membership to P.O. Box 1182, Absecon, New Jersey 08201. Please don't send money in the mail. And if you want to, you can bring it out to the next meeting, which is Monday, May 12th, 6:30 p.m. sharp at ACCC 1533 Backrack Boulevard in Atlantic City. We're going to have a special guest speaker who's going to talk about the kinds of peaceful demonstrations that are happening in our area, peaceful demonstrations that are happening in our area about things that this president is doing that we believe is against the law and that we know is going to have a negative impact on seniors, on youth, on people of color, on low-income people, on people who are struggling, working class people, and even middle class people. We know that this budget is going to be disastrous, that his policies on trying to root out diversity, equity, and inclusion are wrong, period. They're not just controversial, they are wrong. So come out to this meeting. It's going to be a good meeting. And again, as we said, there's a meal provided by Shug's Restaurant that we are sure you are going to enjoy. I hope that, Brother... That's him on the line? Okay.
On the line. You know, Perry ain't gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
Chairman Mays.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much. We
Not a problem. Glad to be here.
are glad that you are here. Many people know you, Chairman Mays, but let me ask you the standard question that we ask all of our special guests. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. Tell us 3 things about Perry Mays that's not in your bio.
Well, a couple of things are, but first, glad to be here to be on your program, Captain Sabaz. Thank you, Bill Hawks and Lady Hawks, for allowing me to be on as well. I'm a retiree, which many may know. I'm a deacon in my church, and I teach Sunday school.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
And you played ball with me 40 years ago.
Yeah, there you go.
50 years ago.
60 years ago. Okay, so you are retired. Retired from where?
I worked for Atlantic Care for about 32 years. I retired in 2012 and had a great career there.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Now I know that, but I just want our radio audience to know. So you know of what you talk because you have been in the corporate world. And Perry's being a little modest. He was a leader in Atlantic Care, as he's a leader out here in civic and community engagement. Perry, for those who don't know, what is the Coalition for a Safe Community, and why is it important?
Sure. We started out in 2010, actually in Atlantic City and Pleasantville, with a gun surrender program, and we were very successful in a 2-day process of getting guns off the streets. About 512 guns off the streets. And we're just a gun surrender program, but concerned citizens in the area, we stayed together, both mayors, Mayor of Atlantic City, Mayor of Pleasantville, both chief of police, chief in Pleasantville, chief in Atlantic City, and we stayed together, and all we were, Councilman Shabazz, was just a gun surrender program. That's all we were. But we stayed together, and we got our 501c3, and then we formulated our actual committee, and we called ourselves Stop the Violence of Atlantic County, which was good. It was good for a while, but later on we changed the name.
Hello?
Say it again.
Yes.
I said, why did you change the name for the audience?
And I think, Councilman, real quick, is that the word violence was a negative connotation in the community. Every community I tried to go through or two, tried to give a presentation, prior to getting finished that presentation or in the middle of the presentation, violence came up and they said, oh, wait, we don't have violence in our community. So it just cut me off. And we had to do something about it. So in 2014, we came back together, we had a strategy meeting, and we said we got to change our name. And we did. And we changed our name to Coalition for a Safe Community. And since then, cleaned opened the doors with community walks, cookouts, community gardens, obesity programs, diabetes programs, teen summits, because now it's holistic. Because when you say a coalition for healthy communities or safe communities, it really brings out the essence of what we do.
So the organization is looking at safety in all those different aspects, rather than just the rather than just violence. Correct.
And Councilman, the beauty of it is that you still can do violence underneath all that. A lot of that underlying cause is still violence, but they don't have to hear that word first. They hear Coalition for Safe Community, and thus we're able to go into other communities and do things that we normally couldn't do.
So now you said that the original beginning of the coalition was in Atlantic City and Pleasantville. Where are you now?
Now we're in throughout Atlantic County. We have a great coalition in Carver City that deals with community gardens, safety, youth programs. And then we have a program with law enforcement and intergenerational committee where youth and seniors, particularly grandparents, they work together as a team. We're also in May County, and we do a great job down there. We're in Wildwood, Ocean City, Whitesboro, areas such as that to work with teams. And a lot of programs. Pastor Dawson does a great job for me down there. And then we do a unity in the community every year there, and it's great. We're also in Salem County, and we're working on an environment, safe environment, clean environment. That community there. If you don't have a sticker, they won't take your trash. Okay. So your trash stays outside your home or outside your doors for days, sometimes weeks. So we work with the Department of Environmental Protection to get grant funding, cameras to set outside for illegal dumping, and then we got a small grant to purchase stickers and bags for the residents in Salem County who can't afford it. So each community has their own coalition. They design it. They have their own chair. They have their own issues that they work on, and it's working out fine. That's the beauty of the coalition, Councilman, that each coalition designs its own coalition.
So it's only one coalition, but there are many segments to the coalition. Is that how it's structured?
Yeah, that's correct.
Before you came on, Chairman Mays, I announced that June 5th would be the first community walk led by our Attorney General, Matt Placken, in Atlantic City. Can you tell the audience why, or if you think that the community walks are important, and where does the coalition have community walks at? What towns?
Sure. We are in every county, Atlantic, Egg Harbor City, Salem City, Penns Grove. We are in Cape May, Wildwood, Ocean City, Atlantic City, Pleasantville. The walks are very important because it brings all sectors of people together to walk with law enforcement as a team. The beauty of it, as you know, Councilman, is that when we first started, it was more just for safety. But now it's more than safety. Mm-hmm. You know, we get our flyers for education, for drug rehab, for drug rehab, any educational material, jobs, healthcare. So all those things that our community needs, they are available at any of our community walks. And that's the beauty of a community walk.
Well, I had mentioned it, that we have confirmed the Attorney General for June 5th. And again, you just underlined the importance of the community walks, the beauty of the community walks, and how far and wide you spread these community walks. As you said, we started in Atlantic City and Pleasantville, and now we're in all the communities that you named. That's a testimony to your leadership, Chairman Mays, and to what the coalition is doing with a basically volunteer group. Now, let me ask you this. Isn't there a program that the coalition has in Atlantic City with, I believe it's wrestling?
Yes. We were fortunate last year, and hopefully this year, just waiting on our funding from the Attorney General's office to do a program in Atlantic City, Pleasantville, and Egg Harbor City. It's 3 different parts of the program. It's fishing, wrestling, and boxing. All youth, and they are paired up with either current law enforcement officers or retired law enforcement officers, retired firemen, to be with the kids one day a week to either assist in wrestling, boxing, or fishing. And it's been great because the kids get a chance to meet law enforcement at a very young age. So they're not adversarial. This is proactive, and they get a chance to meet these law enforcement officers. Law enforcement officers get a chance to meet the kids, and it's been great. We have a celebration at the end of the year where the kids get trophies, they get awards. The Attorney General's office, they come down and speak to the kids at the celebration. Their parents come, and they get a chance to meet the Attorney General's office, folks from the Attorney General's office, and they love it. The Attorney General's office had a chance, actually the Attorney General himself had a chance to come down and watch our boxing. Well, he watched girls box. We have girls play box as well, and he was so enthused about the young ladies boxing. And remember, it's structured. It's structured. So part of it is the premise is to beat the streets. That's the premise, to beat the streets. And you are in a safe, structured environment with law enforcement to make our community much safer. And, Councilman Shabazz, we have an education component where they check with the schools and make sure the grades are right. You know, if the grades ain't right, they're not in the program. They get a chance to go to Iron Mike's Foundation for Wrestling, to a gentleman who's a firefighter who died and got a foundation set up for inner city kids to wrestle. This year we're going to Muhammad Ali's program up in Pennsylvania, taking a busload of kids.
Oh, is that right?
So the kids get a chance to see what Muhammad Ali stood for.
Okay.
So it's been very rewarding.
Okay, now I know some people might say they understand the boxing, Muhammad Ali, the other people, boxing, how boxing instills discipline and sportsmanship. They understand wrestling. Explain to us, Chairman Mays, how does the fishing program work? What is the angle of what is the goal of the fishing program?
Teaches you patience for
Sure.
one thing.
Yeah. One key name. This is a good one. Cops and bobbers. Cops and bobbers.
Right.
Not cops and robbers. Cops and bobbers. Cops are helping the kids bobble for fish.
Okay.
Hooked on fishing and not drugs.
Okay.
So these are the symbols that we use with the kids to talk to them at a very young age. And some of our kids never got a chance to fish in their life.
Okay.
Now they get a fishing pole. They get all the amenities for fishing. And if they come to the program 80% of the time, they get the fishing poles. So it's an underutilized sport in our community that they get a chance to do.
Okay.
And like the significance of it, if you heard that name, Councilman, not cops and robbers,
Right.
but cops and bobbers.
Cops and bobbers.
You're bobbing for fish.
How much do these programs cost? The children.
The total program grant that I got is free to the community.
Oh, it's free.
But it's a $40,000 grant, and I split it between all three programs on equipment, transportation, places that we go, events, and also I'll pay some of the coaches.
Okay.
So it's been rewarding.
Okay, now we're in May, so it's almost summer. What does the coalition have planned for the summer? We already talked about the community walk June 5th, but are there other summer activities? You've detailed some of the things that you said, the wrestling, the fishing, the boxing. Are they for the summer? Are they now, or when do they start?
Yes, they start now. It's a whole year. So when I start the grant, it'll take that whole year from. If I got it today, Councilman Shabazz, it will go into next year, May.
Okay.
It's a one-year program. As it relates to other programs, in Carver City, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 events that are coming up.
Okay.
We have. Can I list them now or no?
Yeah. Listen, we want the audience to know what the coalition is doing and how they can get involved, or how would you want people to get involved. So go ahead and, as the saying goes, do your thing.
All right. So we have May 3rd. We have a community cleanup at the Fire Hall in Carver City at 8 a.m. May 14th, we have community cares at Lincoln Park in Carver City at 11 a.m. May 18th, we have the mayor. The mayor has a walk.
Okay.
We have the Mayor's Walk at Peace Pilgrim Park.
That's
at
Mayor
10 a.m.
Dean Petty, right?
Yes.
Right.
And Councilman Bob, Councilman Shabazz, I won't bore you on this, but there's a message to Peace Pilgrim Park.
Okay.
And I hope some of your listeners will go online and look her up.
Mm-hmm.
In the 20s, she walked peacefully, they said, from this side of the country to all the way to California.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes. So it's called Peace Pilgrim Park. It's in Egg Harbor City. They have a statue of her right outside the police station.
Mm.
And then on June 7th, we have a water fest at Lincoln Park at 11 a.m. in the morning. And that's all resources that people come around and bringing around, resources on the table of what their agencies do. June 14th, we have a writing workshop to help people to write grants.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at Zion Lutheran Church. And then we also have for Pleasantville.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 upcoming events in Pleasantville. We have a community walk,
Mm-hmm.
which is May 29th. That's at 4:30,
Mm-hmm.
and that's at Franklin and Atlantic Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our second walk at Bay Harbor,
Mm-hmm.
and that's June 26th,
Mm-hmm.
and that's 4:30 p.m. And then we have our third community walk, and that's at the Landing in late September or early October, all 4:30. And we're trying to get the Attorney General down for that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
working with them now to get that come down for that.
Okay.
So hopefully we can do that. And then Kate maybe have 2 big events, August 20th, and then August 25th is their big day. That's when they have community in the community, unity in the community.
Okay.
I believe
Unity
you
in the
went one year
community.
with me,
Okay.
Councilman. That's in Cape May.
Mm-hmm.
And then in our Salem County Coalition, we have a clothing giveaway for the spring,
Mm-hmm.
and that's with Pastor Lou, which is a chaplain for state police,
Mm-hmm.
and that's May 15th, 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have another event on May 23rd. We have a cleanup. And we're going to have a dumpster, put a dumpster out there. It's going to be outside of Mount Zion Baptist Church and Salem. And the big cleanup day, and that's from 12 to 4. So I have a lot of different things that are going on in the community that's going to be really exciting for this year. And I hope, Catherine, I can get out an email to get the dates out to everybody, your listening audience.
Well, I'm going to let or ask Ms. Kristen if she'll give you where to send it to the NACP, and I'm sure that we will put it on our page and blast it out. Can you get that to Chairman Mays where he can send it?
Sure, Mr. Mays. You can email it to acnaacpchapter@gmail.com.
Is that the one I have?
Yes.
When I did the ad, I think?
Yes. Also, or you could text it to
Okay.
me, the same number you texted
I
earlier.
text it.
Yep.
Love to.
Okay, so if you do that, Kristen is very organized and
I
very
see that.
focused. So you send it to her. The next thing you know is on our page
done.
and done. So that's how I do it. I just stay in my lane and stay out the way. Ask her to.
That's what I do.
Yeah, so that's important. I mean, it's a lot. Let me answer this. I know the answer, but our audience might be wondering. All of the activities that you detailed and indicated, can the public be involved?
Yes, we'd love to have the public involved. We have flyers, Councilman, that will be going out shortly with a number on it, email address on it, and an address so they can get involved, either call me or one of our members. But we'd love to have them be in any of our walks, any of our community cookouts, any program we have, whether it's in Egg Harbor City, Salem, Cape May, Land City, Pleasantville. Hopefully to be in Gloucester soon. I'm working on that now.
Oh, you're working on Gloucester. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the summer activities, are all of the summer activities free without a cost?
Yes. Every activity we have is free, and we look forward to many of the kids, parents, the grandmothers, because like I said earlier, we have an intergenerational program where kids help parents or grandparents how to maneuver the phone, whether it's texting or how to do, use the phone the proper way. Okay. And then we have the grandparents helping the kids on sewing, knitting, garden trees, things of that nature that the kids may not know how to do. So it's a cross-directional.
Now, what city is that, Chairman Mace, that you're having that?
That's in Egg Harbor City.
Egg Harbor City, okay. So that
and Councilman,
go ahead.
Any of our programs, wherever they are, whether if you live in Atlantic City, you can be in a program in Pleasantville. If you live in Pleasantville, you can be in a program in Egg Harbor City or Atlantic City. Doesn't matter. That
was my next question. So every program is not defined by geography. If you don't live in that particular community, you can still attend the program.
You still can attend the program.
Chairman Mays, we come to the end of our program. Let me ask you for your closing comments, anything that you want to focus on, anything that you didn't get a chance to say, anything that you want to announce as we close out our program. And again, thank you so much for taking your time to come to the phone. Thank you so much for your leadership and all the great things that the coalition has done and will do this summer and going even into the spring and the fall of 2025 and 26.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to you personally. Thank you to Bill Hoff, his wife, Lady Praise, and to WEHA. And also to you, Councilman Tobias. I know we didn't say this, but you're the chair of an advocacy committee for the coalition. And you do a great job.
Thank you.
And we thank you for your leadership. And I'm proud to work with you. And I look forward to working with you in 2026 and beyond.
Okay, thank you. That was Chairman Perry Mays, the chairman of the coalition. That was the council president. Yeah.
Sporty, thank you so much.
No problem.
You work with us as well.
Thank you.
I know you just sit behind the scenes a lot, but you on the front line. I know you on the front line.
My man.
So we work together good, so thank you so much.
All right, my man.
All right, you've been listening to Perry Mays, chairman of the Coalition for a Safe Community. We thank him for his time. As we come to the close of our program,
can I get one
Council President, I was going to call you. Council President, closing remarks.
I said it's chaotic. It's
right.
One thing that I did not mention.
Yes, sir.
And I thought it was a disgrace. I thought Pope Francis was a great pope. I thought he was well respected around the world. And to have the White House to put a picture of our president with the Pope's cap on, I thought that was disgraceful. It was one of the lowest things that I thought a person could do. So that was disrespectful. That's my closing remarks. Chaotic.
I agree with you. Madam Kristen, closing remarks?
Closing remarks, make sure you are getting educated about voting. Thank you again to our sponsors. And we will look forward to information on everything that the Coalition for a Safe Community has coming up.
Thank you so much. We come to the close of our program. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Perry Mays, for our program today. This is the first program in the month of May. May is going to be a good month. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Mother's Day.
Grandmothers, mother figures. Peaceful, happy, pleasant Mother's Day.
Yes.
When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we always win. See you next week.
You can't make it, 'cause a feeble mind is in your